Every trip to the grocery store feels like a gamble, a roll of the dice. For some, it's the soaring price of fruits and vegetables that stings. For others, the cost of meat has become a luxury. The real shock for many comes from the rising costs of everyday essentials, turning routine shopping into a financial strain. What once was a simple necessity has now become a battlefield in the global war on inflation. It's a crisis felt around the world, a crisis that's changing the way we live. The American dream is now a distant mirage for many. To achieve what most consider a comfortable lifestyle, the average American estimates needing a staggering $233,000 annually, more than triple the national average income of $75,203. The pursuit of wealth has become an elusive goal for most, with 72% of Americans admitting to financial insecurity and over a quarter fearing they'll never achieve it. While the pandemic brought some financial relief in the form of reduced debt and increased savings, anxiety about the future persists. Job security and retirement prospects loom large, casting a shadow over the nation's economic optimism. This leads us to the fact that over half of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, the struggle to make ends meet is a pervasive reality. This is not a personal failure, but a systemic issue rooted in economic inequality. To understand the crisis, we must examine the numbers. The median monthly income for full-time workers in the United States is approximately $4,400. After taxes and benefits, this figure dwindles to around $3,308, a sum barely sufficient to cover the rising costs of living. Housing has emerged as the most pressing financial challenge. The median monthly rent in the U.S. has soared to $2,029, consuming more than 46% of the average worker's income. Financial experts generally advise spending no more than 30% of income on rent, a threshold easily breached by many Americans. Home ownership is equally daunting, with the median mortgage payment for a 2,400 square foot house reaching $1,957 per month. This far exceeds the recommended 28% of pre-tax income, leaving little room for other essential expenses. But the most concerning thing is that housing has emerged as the cornerstone of the American financial crisis. From young adults to seasoned homeowners, the relentless climb of rent and mortgage payments has cast a long shadow over the nation's economic well-being. The constant dread of missing the next rent or mortgage payment has become a pervasive anxiety. This housing instability ripples through every aspect of life, creating a sense of uncertainty that hinders financial planning and overall well-being. The exorbitant cost of housing in major cities has fueled a migration trend, with people seeking more affordable living conditions in other parts of the country. Ironically, this exodus has driven up housing costs in previously budget-friendly areas, creating a nationwide affordability crisis. Beyond housing, the escalating costs of essential goods and services compound the financial strain on American households. Grocery bills, healthcare expenses, and utilities have all surged, leaving little room for discretionary spending or savings. Budgeting guidelines, which typically recommend allocating 50% of income to essentials, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings, have become unattainable for many. The harsh reality is that most Americans are forced to devote the majority of their income to basic needs, leaving little to no margin for financial security. The Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate hikes, intended to curb inflation, have further exacerbated the financial challenges faced by Americans. Higher interest rates have made it significantly more expensive to borrow money for major purchases like homes and cars, limiting opportunities for wealth building and economic mobility. A huge portion of the population struggles with insufficient savings, making it impossible to weather financial storms. It doesn't take unemployment to really knock somebody out of whack with respect to their personal finances if they're among the many Americans who say they cannot afford a $1,000 emergency expense and to pay that from their savings. and this persistent gap between income and expenses makes consistent saving a formidable challenge for many Americans. While some households diligently set aside money, unexpected costs often deplete these savings, leaving them perpetually on the brink of financial instability. Credit card debt has become a pervasive issue, with millions carrying balances that exceed their emergency savings. The average American's debt burden, encompassing credit cards, auto loans, and mortgages, has ballooned to a staggering $96,371. For many, this debt is a primary obstacle to achieving financial security. While credit cards offer conveniences and rewards, carrying a balance can be financially devastating. The exorbitant interest rates associated with credit card debt can quickly spiral out of control, consuming a huge portion of income and hindering progress towards financial goals. The constant battle to cover basic needs and pay off debt has left millions struggling to build a financial future. Many Americans find themselves trapped in a cycle of just getting by, with little room for saving or investing. This not only impacts individual lives, but also undermines the overall economic health of the nation. Consumer confidence is a cornerstone of a strong economy. When people feel secure about their finances, they are more likely to spend, which drives business growth and job creation. However, widespread financial insecurity can lead to decreased spending, economic slowdown, and increased reliance on government support. The COVID-19 pandemic starkly revealed the fragility of the economy when faced with a crisis. It underscored the importance of financial stability at the household level. As we move forward, policymakers and businesses must work together to create an environment where more Americans can build wealth and achieve financial security. Social Security serves as the foundation for many Americans' retirement plans, providing a vital safety net against poverty in old age. However, the program faces long-term challenges that necessitate reforms to ensure its sustainability. Employers also play a huge role in shaping financial outcomes. Offering retirement savings plans, emergency savings options, and comprehensive benefits packages can significantly improve employee financial well-being. Government policies that support these employer-based initiatives are essential. Ultimately, achieving financial security requires a concerted effort from individuals, employers, and policymakers. Setting clear financial goals, creating a budget, and seeking professional advice can empower individuals to take control of their financial futures. By combining personal responsibility with supportive policies, Americans can build a stronger financial foundation for themselves and their families. The cornerstone of financial success lies not in earning more, but in effectively managing what you earn. Creating a detailed budget offers a clear picture of where your money is going, allowing you to align your spending with your long-term goals. Whether it's accelerating retirement, funding your children's education, or simply becoming debt-free, a well-crafted budget is your roadmap. Millions struggle silently with financial insecurity, often feeling isolated and overwhelmed. It's important to remember that you're not alone. Regardless of income level, financial anxiety can affect anyone. The first step towards overcoming these challenges is acknowledging the situation and taking important and necessary steps to address it. So, this is the harsh realities behind the headlines, painting a picture of a nation continuously fighting with a financial crisis. We saw how soaring inflation has turned everyday necessities into luxuries, pushing housing costs to astronomical levels and squeezing household budgets dry. The burden of debt, coupled with stagnant wages, has trapped many in a cycle of simply getting by, leaving little room for building a secure future. But this isn't just a personal struggle. Financial insecurity weakens the very foundation of the economy, impacting consumer spending and overall growth. It's a wake-up call for policymakers, businesses, and individuals alike. The road to a more secure future requires a multi-pronged approach. Policy changes that promote financial well-being, employer-provided benefits, and smart financial management practices can all play a role. We must acknowledge the systemic issues at play while empowering individuals to take control of their finances. Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. By working together, we can bridge the gap between the American dream and reality, ensuring a brighter financial future for all.